Hello guys, you're welcome back to Ngo's Kitchen. I'm very pleased to have you back as always. Guys, in today's video I'll be showing you how to make Nigerian fish roll. So Nigeria has so many snacks and fish roll is one of them, and it happens to be one of my favorites. So starting the process, I'm seasoning my mackerel fish with some onion, with some seasoning cubes, with some paprika and onion salt powder, and some thyme and curry powder, and then I will be adding some water, and I'm going to cover it to allow it to cook. So after some minutes, I'm flipping them over so that the mackerel will cook on both sides properly. So once the fish is fully cooked, I'm going to debone it properly. So guys, these are all the ingredients we need to make fish roll. So that's the deboned mackerel fish we seasoned earlier on. It's all deboned now, and that's some vegetable oil I'll be using to prepare the filling, and that's some salt, some onion, that's thyme, and that's some seasoning cubes. So I'll be using 2 sardine in tomato paste. And moving to the dough, that's 5 cups of all-purpose flour, and that's butter, that's milk, some eggs, salt, nutmeg, and baking powder. So guys, I'll be leaving all the list in the description box. Moving to the next step, now I'm preparing the filling. In a clean pot now, I toss in my onion and my thyme. I'll give them a good stir, and the next thing I'm adding is my sardine in tomato paste. So I'm using 2 sardine in tomato paste. So now I'm going to use my spatula to diffuse all the sardine into a very tiny pieces, like so. And the next thing I'll be adding into the pot is already deboned mackerel, and I'm going to stir both together. Yes, that's the deboned mackerel, and I'm going to stir it together properly, and I will try as much as possible again to diffuse them properly. Now I'm adding some seasoning cubes, and I'm going to stir them together. So guys, once this is done, I am setting it aside, pouring it into a more spacious bowl to allow it cool off while we move into the next step of preparing the dough. So I'm transferring my flour now into a more spacious bowl. This will enable proper mixing. And the next thing, I'm adding my dry ingredients, which is the salt, the baking powder, and the nutmeg. Now after that, I'm going to give it a good mix. After giving it a good mix, now I'm adding my butter. So I'm going to be using my hand to mix this properly. So you want to make sure the butter and the flour is well incorporated by using your hand. That will give you a perfect mixture. So after mixing it, this is what it will look like. And the next thing I'm adding is my evaporated milk. So I added half cup of the milk first, and I'm going to stir it together, after which I'm going to be adding the remaining half of the milk, and I'm going to give it a good stir together. So guys, earlier on I showed you 1 cup of milk, but I ended up using 1.5 cup. So at this point again, I'm adding another half cup of milk, so that makes it 1.5 cup of milk. So I'll be leaving the list of all the ingredients and their measurements in the description box below, so you can check that out. So guys, now that we've achieved a beautiful dough, I will be covering it with foil paper to rest for 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes now, I will transfer it to a clean working surface. So I'm going to continue the kneading process on the clean working surface for about 3 to 5 minutes. This will give our dough a good stretch and a airy texture, and after which then we'll start rolling into the shape of the fish roll. So guys, now we have a perfect dough now. So the next thing now is to start rolling it like this, as I'm doing so. So we are going to roll it, stretch and stretch and stretch it out until we achieve this beautiful shape. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to cut them into tiny sizes like so. It depends on the sizes of fish roll, you want to make, but I think this size is perfect. So I'm going to cut each and every one of them like this. Then I will be picking them individually and I will be rolling it out with my rolling pin now, and after which I will be adding the filling. So guys, for each dough I'm using 1 tablespoon of filling. So after you add the filling, you flip off the edge and you seal it up like this with your hand. Then you turn it over and you start rolling it gradually until you roll it completely, and you roll it again and again until you achieve this. So guys, the next one again, I'm going to roll it out with my rolling pin, and I'm adding 1 tablespoon of the filling, and I'm flipping up the edge, and I'll use it to seal the filling, and I'll press it with my hand like so, and I'll start rolling it gradually. And that is it, and you give it a couple of roll again, and that's the perfect fish roll. So guys, I'm just going to repeat the same process all over again. So guys, for the filling of the fish roll, if you don't like sardine, you can omit sardine. You can absolutely use mackerel fish, which is really good as well. I've used mackerel fish so many times. It's absolutely perfect without sardine. But personally, if I'm baking for my own personal use, I always like adding sardine in tomato paste. So if you are watching till this time, which means you really like this video, please, if you haven't subscribed, please kindly subscribe and press the notification button. And if you are a returning subscriber, again, I want to say a very big thank you. I really do appreciate your support. Guys, if you're new to this channel, my name is Ngozi and this is Ngo's Kitchen, and I welcome you into this beautiful family. So guys, this is the last one we are doing now. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of my filling, and I'm sealing it up with my hands like so. You make sure you want to seal it completely, and now I'll start rolling it gradually like so, and I'll give it a couple of more roll on the surface, and I will transfer it now to my baking tray. So the last thing we are doing now is to brush our fish roll with some egg wash to give it a shiny look while baking. And after that is done, I will be sending them into the oven to bake for 25 to 30 minutes. So guys, this is after 30 minutes. Can you see how colorful and beautiful this fish roll looks? They taste super delicious, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Remain blessed and stay